Do you do any personal development?
Yeah, I do. It's tougher through the season because it's obviously pretty hectic. Um, Probably informal, formal, a lot of different ways. Like I love reading. I love reading books on coaches and players. I crunch out autobiographies like they're going everywhere. So I really enjoy reading and researching. And then just building up connections with different clubs and that type of stuff where you can go and spend time at different clubs. I've been lucky enough to do the Storm a couple of times. I went out to the Panthers with Wits just before Christmas and we caught up with Cameron Serraldo out there and just spent the day with those guys. And, you might only pick up one or two things or consolidate something that you're thinking, and you've had a massive win already. But I think if you can keep those connections going, that's where the beauty of that professional development comes from. And then you can, you always do your coaching courses and your short courses on leadership and communication, because you're always trying to get better.
Can you throw any books at me that you'd recommend?
Mate, I read a really good one, probably from a coaching point of view, Paul Roos, who's the old Swans coach, and then went to the Devon. Yeah, I found his book really intriguing from a coaching perspective because he went through how he applied for positions and how he found the different clubs and how he created all of his coaching philosophy and that type of thing, which was good. And I've just finished one by Tim Grover, who talks about resilience, and he's a guy that is originally a strength and conditioning coach, but now he's more a mindset coach. But he's worked with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and those guys, and he just talks about how to motivate those guys who are at the elite level, which are the ones that really do need challenging. But as a coach, they're probably the hardest ones to actually challenge.
Well, what was it like spending some time at the Storm? Did you get to talk to Craig Bellamy or watch any of the stuff that he was doing?
Yeah, just as a club, mate, they were so impressive. Dan McKellar and I went down there for our first trip, and as soon as we landed, like Frank Panisi took us straight out to lunch, bought us lunch, explained the week, what we wanted to get out of it, opened the whole club up, access to training, team meetings. It was actually the week before the salary cap scandal broke, so it was a bit of a time. Yeah. So we went along to the game, and they take you into the dressing sheds, and then they invited us into the private function at the end of the game, which was just for players and families. So, mate, just as a club, they were so impressive, just how they welcomed you in, because it can be a little bit awkward sometimes when you go to visit clubs. You kind of feel like you get in the way and that type of thing. Yeah. And went to the Waratahs as well. Anthony Seibold, who I met through a mutual friend, and the second trip at the Storm was through Siebes. So I've kept in contact with Siebes a fair bit the last 4 years. And they were the same. Like, we rocked up. They've presented us with South Sydney Rabbitohs kit. They've done a presentation on myself and Thorny, and Thorny had a few more highlights than me. But they just made you feel so welcoming. You could just see the standards in the club on how they acted as a family, but there was just no bullshit about them. They just got into their work and they knew where they were headed. So they were excellent trips, mate. Look, I loved them. I got so much out of them.
I spent a couple of weeks at the Rebels in 2018 as a player, and they were training at the same facility that the Storm were training at. So I would hang around after training and watch the Storm train, and mate, the intensity, the physicality, the speed that they train at, it was just, a whole another level.
Yeah. The standards there, mate, are unreal, aren't they? They're just so good.
It's no surprise that they have been the most successful league team. Like, even just watching them a couple of times, you're going, mate, this is full on. Like, I have no idea how other league teams train, but you can just kind of tell that something's good.